Hey everyone, this is Borvak. Going to do a quick review of Infinity Countdown Black Widow #1 of 1, I believe. I just got to say, starting out, this issue is more stylish than it is anything else. Got this nice picture of a Black Widow here on the front holding a gun, the Infinity Stone dangling above her, nice little glimmer there. But if you see, there's also a nice little kind of image of the British flag here and the kind of a London here in the background going up sideways. Got the, I know that the tower isn't called Big Ben. I think the clock is called Big Ben. Um, but I think I learned that from Mim Headroom. So if you're somehow watching my video and don't know Mim Headroom, go find him. He's cool. But he knows the name of the tower. I'm just a stupid American. I don't know any of this stuff. But let's go ahead and jump right in. We've got. Let me explain first, really quick. I didn't know this issue was coming out. I tend to just show up at the comic shop. Sometimes I'll check out Comixology first to see what's been released that week. And this one looked interesting, so I picked it up for that reason. And I opened up to this first page here, and you see Natasha, you see Black Widow jumping out of a window. That's that's. I don't know if you survived that fall, but and my first thought was Ghost in the Shell. This is Ghost in the Shell, and I think someone realized that Scarlett Johansson, I think that's how you say her name, that she played obviously Black Widow in the MCU, and but she also played um, the main character uh, uh, Motoko Kusanagi, I believe I'm saying that right, from Ghost in the Shell. Um, and I think someone realized that, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? Let's do some Ghost in the Shell references and just action scenes in a Black Widow book." Which, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing more of that. But yeah, she's jumping out of a window there, cool pose. Everyone thinks she's dead. She talks about how that's kind of comes in handy. It's got look at that landing. Like, are you able to land like that after falling down that far? I don't know. She is apparently. That's a nice tuck and roll there. Kicks a guy off a building. And then we've got some robots that are zappity zapping her. At first, I thought this was a really weird hot pink color to be attacking her with, and the way this is going, it doesn't really look like electricity. It doesn't really look like Goop from Splatoon. It looks like halfway in between the two. But we'll notice later that the basically all the weird magic used by the villains in this issue is that color. So I don't know why they chose it, but at least they stuck with it. But she's running and she jumps off the building here, and now this here just jumping with her back to the ground, just kind of floating over the city in slow motion, is a very Ghost in the Shell thing too. So I don't think this was accidental. But also got to notice really quick here in the background on this page, the buildings in the background are just very stylized, just very quick lines. But it looks really cool. I kind of like it. Again, I think this book is very stylish. You'll notice back on the first picture too, they have some interesting textures on the windows. But again, it doesn't really make it look realistic, but it's an interesting look. It's a stylized look. So. Apparently she has the Infinity Stone of. I'll jump back here. There's actually a little cheat sheet. She has the Infinity Stone of Space, and then all the rest of these characters. I guess there's a reason why these books didn't stick out to me as something I would get just based on the characters that are starring in them. I don't know. Drax might be interesting. I don't know. But she kind of she goes from floating over the city kind of to she just goes pop, and she lands on this nice couple's balcony, and she runs right past them, and she says, "You may want to duck," and she probably gets them killed here. Good job, hero. And then she steals their jacket. So off to a good hero score so far. we meet the issue's main villain, who is apparently Captain Britain's brother, and we see more of this pink electricity stuff. He's doing this Oliver Twist thing where he's controlling orphans for who knows what reason. And Natasha tries to pickpocket someone. She leaves a bat tracker, and she takes this cultist's purse, and then she finds out it's a dice purse. So there's probably some good polyhedrals in there, a good full 7 set for D&D, maybe some extra D6s I could imagine. Just kidding, I'm sure they're magician's dice. But and then we come down here, and this art is really cool too. She just pops back onto the roof of her apartment, but she's just a silhouette. She's almost the absence of color. She's the background image here. And again, I don't think that's supposed to be how she really looks, but that's just a stylistic choice for this image. And it just looks really cool. This whole issue looks cool. But you got the buildings here in the background, kind of simplified again, but really, really cool look to them. We'll skip. I want to skip ahead a little bit. So she goes back. She checks in. Yeah, she's going to unzip a little bit and show us the Infinity Stone she's hiding beneath her clavicle. She's going to go follow her tracker to find where the cultists are because she wants to save these kids. Just more cool shots. She jumps in. This guy won't give her information, so she murderizes him. Goes into Captain Britain's brother, has a pentagram drawn on the floor, and he's like, it's not what it looks like. No, just kidding. He doesn't deny anything. Apparently there's some sort of virgin sacrifice going on or something. It's kind of grotesque. But this guy, he shoots again, pink serpent at her. It bites her, and she's got she's kind of going crazy there. I don't think she escapes. Maybe she does. But we cut over here to this old man, has her like on a magic screen or something. He's looking, watching her from a distance, and he's like, I'm gonna go step out for a bit. And the computer says, have a good evening, Merlin. So this guy is apparently Merlin. And you can tell, because you can't tell in this picture. We'll come back to him though. So we've got back to Natasha. She's popping around and murdering all these people, all these cultists. Is that really necessary? We don't know who wants to be here or who's... Yeah, we don't know who these people are. You can zap yourself around. You can pop anywhere you want. You could have taken these guys down non-lethally and handed them over to the authorities, but apparently we don't have any aversion to violence in this issue. She's going to stab Captain Britain's brother. Rather a serious stab, pinning him to the wall. And some serpents come out. Some more pink serpents come out of his body, which is weird. And then there's the image of dancing girls. I don't know what this is. But she shoots some of the dragons, but she's poisoned, remember, because she was bitten by it earlier. How many pages back was this? Yeah, so remember, he had the pink serpent bite her back here. So she shoots some of them here, and he's apparently dead. But she escapes. She comes out with her teleportation, and Merlin's sitting there. He's like peeing on the wall, I guess. Is that something people do in Britain? That's kind of gross. But he's got you can tell he's Merlin because he watched The Sword in the Stone produced by Disney, and he's got the stars and moon on his blue pants, of course. So Merlin's going to team up with her. They're going to save these kids by taking off their magical pink collars and then kill all of these serpents. So we're going to skip, yeah. So she's going to try to escape. She's poisoned. She's trying to figure out what to do about that magical serpent bite. So she pops over here, and Merlin's waiting for her. She pops down into the subway. Merlin's waiting for her there. And he's like, you know what? I can help you out. I'm going to give you the antidote, which is another serpent, I guess. Another magical serpent that instead of injecting poison, injects the antidote. Hey, if serpents everywhere were going around injecting people with antidotes, I'd be cool with that. She makes a nice comment here. I hate magic, to which he responds, humans often hate what they don't understand. Well, that's true enough. Um, so he's gonna walk off into the sunset. He says, "Hey, tell Doctor Strange I said hi." She's like, "Hey, you know Steven?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I know Steven." She's like, "Who are you?" He's like, you know who I am. You know who I am." And that's the end of the issue. Some weird thing here about don't mess with the magic makers. That sounds like it's supposed to mean something, but I'm not sure it does. And this is again a one-shot. It's to be continued not in a direct follow-up, but in Infinity Countdown and in Infinity Wars. So that's the book. Again, it's almost worth having just for the very obvious reference of the Ghost in the Shell, Black Widow, maybe based off the idea of Scarlett Johansson playing both characters, or maybe just based off of both characters being really tough, agile female gun users. They're not both spies. Motoko Kusanagi's a cop, basically. But anyway, this is the issue I think is worth owning just for the reference. It's not. I don't know. It seems like it's a little more violent than it needs to be. It's a very much a side story. It's not necessary reading, but I don't know. If you are interested in it, go pick it up, see what you think about it, read the whole thing, page by page, line by line, for yourself, and let me know what you thought about it in the comment section. I wouldn't mind seeing people talk about a Black Widow solo movie. Uh, I don't know if it's too late to get Scarlett Johansson into something like that. I wouldn't want them to mess it up like they messed up Ghost in the Shell. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I'll just throw out a teaser here. The problem with Scarlett Johansson is her Ghost in the Shell movie. The problem was not her, and the problem is not that she's not Asian. The problem is that the people who wrote the movie didn't understand what Ghost in the Shell is about. They didn't understand the difference between cyberpunk and post-cyberpunk. And they couldn't help themselves putting an American twist on it that, just the government is evil. No, in Ghost in the Shell, the government's not evil. They're the good guys, and they messed all that up in the movie. But probably, I still need to see it. Probably good action. Everything you need to know about its faithfulness to the Ghost in the Shell franchise, you can know without even watching the movie. You can just know by watching the trailers. And even if you don't, you can have strong opinions like I do without knowing anything. I'm good at that. But I'm right anyway. Don't worry about it. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section. Sorry for rambling about Ghost in the Shell. Let me know what you think about Black Widow, Infinity Countdown, Black Widow #1. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and feel free to subscribe if you're into that sort of thing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.